chat with Glendora, a show for living right. A chat with Glendora makes your day so bright. Words of inspiration, jokes to make you smile. Come relax and chat with Glendora for a while. Hi folks, I think this is program number 13,636. Madeline says it's 44, but I think we'll stick with what I'm reasonably sure it is. 13,600. Let's see. 36. 35, 36. April 29th, next to the last day of this beautiful month of April, 2022. And just 2 more days to be 93 years old. And we haven't got around to counting the blessings of this year. May 1st a year ago, and this May 1st. Are you coming to our birthday party? We're going to put on 3 ovens, the electric stove oven, the microwave, and the toaster oven. And we've got a freezer full of food, frozen vegetarian, frozen vegan entrees. We're going to cook them all up, and everybody's going to bring their fork. Everybody's invited. Bring your fork and bring your plate, and we'll fill up your plate. And then we'll fill it up again. And then we'll fill it up again. The prediction on the weather, if you can believe it, is 66 degrees and sunny. Now, Grady Hearn, poor fella, he works for a company that makes videos for hire, and they're apparently very successful in Connecticut. And they've asked him to go out and do a wedding, video wedding, every day this past week. People are getting married. But Grady Hearn, please, it'll only take you a half an hour to put on the YouTube Suzanne McCormick's video, the Burger King Day, the day that we all had vegan Burger Kings. And put on to the YouTube. Our folks haven't seen the wonderful party that we had in April. If you will do that, that would be good. And then Victoria sent you 35 programs, soul to soul, that you can use for June and July for your 20 TV stations. That's your to-do list, Grady Hearn, in Connecticut, Cheshire. Meriden. And David Smith, I don't hear from you. That's not like you, David. You're more civilized than that. I talked to a man who does technical work for the library in Colony. That's between Albany and Schenectady. And I asked him what he charged an hour to come over and straighten out all of our electronics. You know, we have this wonderful landline telephone, and it has about 20 functions that are miracles that are not being employed.
And I asked him what he would charge to come over to do it, and he said $60 an hour. And I told him how outrageous that was, and then he qualified it with his master's degree in it and all this and that. But he says the librarian won't, the head of the library won't let him do that, won't let him take on moonlighting or something like that. But then he said he charges this. What other electronics? Well, Carol just informed us, or David King just informed us, that when we sent him the essay, Should Glendora Discontinue Public Access TV, that when we sent him that, he only got one line. And it's a whole essay, it's a whole page. So, and I don't think Carol has figured that out. It's always offense to men, isn't there? But that's all right. We're all working together. We're all one with each other. We're all shoulder to shoulder. We're all doing the same job, moving the universe forward, keeping it going. What? That's right, growing. What's the third one? Glowing. And I suppose that's our work. Look at all the wonderful work we've all accomplished in the past million years. Who? We're all one. We're all together. We're continuous. That's what God is. God, the universe. And then we're all some of God. We're all an expression of God. We're even more than an expression of God. We're some of God. All of us. And that other stuff that comes up, that selfishness, egotism, and me first, it's dirt. Scrape it off. You're getting dirty with it. Have nothing to do with it. It's phony. It's fake. It's not real. It has no power. God has all the power. So I'm going to put an ad in the newspaper. It's terrible trying to find good people to work for you, even bad people to work for you. You can't even find bad people anymore. So I'm going to put an ad in the paper, folks, and it's going to say something like $250 bonus to you if you come to work for us part-time, and $500 bonus to you if you come to work for us full-time, 30 hours. Glendora has a television show. She lost her eyesight 2 years ago, and that's all she needs is somebody just to be eyesight for her. Cell phone, computer, telephoning, email, errands, light housework, light cooking. I think we'll do that. That'll be our ad. See if I can get a hold of Pat. Yesterday, Patricia Saar had her 44th wedding anniversary. She and Richard yesterday, and they went to the Clark Museum up in Williamstown. Well, it's nice. Franklin and I made 48. We had 48 anniversary. And I knew a couple named Folsom who celebrated their 75th. That's a diamond, isn't it? That's a diamond wedding anniversary. What's the golden? 50th? What's the silver? 25? Do you know what the 10th wedding anniversary is, folks? It's 10. That's your 10 wedding anniversary. And one man said it was 10 years of eating out of cans. The sink got fixed. You don't know how hard Rick worked to get that sink fixed. He had to go out and buy a new part of the snake that cleans it all out. He had to buy a new part of that. That was $34. And then he worked on it and worked on it 2 days. And worked on it and worked on it and worked on it. But now it runs beautifully. And we have our very hot water back. We couldn't use the sink yesterday. What else happened? We're reading Franklin's book of poems. He has a 3-ring binder, this thick, of poems he wrote. And it was because Glennie said to Franklin many times, Franklin, why don't you just get up a half an hour early every morning and write a poem? You have that ability. Why not keep it in good shape, working order? And Franklin, being very cooperative and very pleasant, did that. And he came up with some beautiful poetry. A lot of it was published in the Buffalo Evening News under Reporter's Notebook. Olafab, which was Buffalo spelled backwards. Okay. The very amiable guidance director at Maple Hill High School called us back. And, we called her to tell her, did she have any seniors, 18 and over, who could take our job. And she says, Glendora, I read it to my whole class, to the whole senior class. Good for her. And we received one call. But Carol and I lost some telephone number. We need help pulling off things like that. It's very good. She read it to her whole senior class. I think we've called all the high schools in the area, and we've called all the colleges in the area, I think. Now, we're going after the churches, calling every church, asking the minister if they have a youth who wants a job. After that, we'll do the senior centers. Then we'll keep calling and the person who takes the information, I say to that person, do you want a job? Now, Vicky, I believe Vicky has got over the slows. You know where that expression comes from? Abraham Lincoln, General McClellan. He didn't move. He didn't move things forward. So Lincoln called him to the White House. He says, General McClellan has got the slows. S-L-O-W-S. So Vicky's got over that, I believe, and she's restoring the YouTube where Gina erased 11 months of Soul to Soul from the YouTube. And I don't know how many she's restored. And I asked her, I get so excited telling you these things, I want to tell you 6 things all at the same time. We're getting a new computer. I told you that Vicky has a new Apple that she paid $2,300 for. Well, I bought her computer a couple years ago that I paid something like $300 for, a Windows. And I asked Vicky, can you do 2 computers at the same time, re-establishing the Soul of Souls that were erased? She said yes. And then she says, I did it up in the attic, and it was so fast. It was so much faster than it was downstairs. Interesting. So we wonder where she is on those. She has sent 35 Soul to Souls to Robert Jackson. So he ought to be set up for his television network of 17 stations. And then he feeds them to Gary Black, to his network of 10 TV stations. And then Vicki sent 35 to Grady Hearn, so he should be all set for his network of 20 TV stations. And this is for June and July. Robert Jackson is for May and June. And Vicki sent Robert Jackson for BronxNet for, I guess it's May and June, at 29 minutes exactly, precisely. That's the Glendora Public Access Television Network. The Sentinel is very good this week. It's Jenny Sawyer, and it's Heidi something. Jenny, those people who are the hosts of the Sentinel do not say the names of their guests that they're interviewing distinctly. Just take a little time. Enunciate. That's another lost art. Along with common decency, like if you make an appointment, you keep it. We're running into people everywhere, every week, who make an appointment and then never show up and never call before and tell. So we're losing common decency, and we're losing diction, and we're losing grammar, and we're losing proper English. And I've lost my place now. What was I going to tell you? That the Sentinel, this is the last day. Tomorrow there'll be a new Sentinel for the week. It's very good. It's Jenny Sawyer and Heidi, and they're both young, this generation type people. They say, oh wow, and they're practitioners. They're Christian Science practitioners. That means they are healers. They can heal. Christian Science has had 86,000 healings since Mary Baker Eddy discovered it in the 1860s or 70s or 80s or something. They can heal. You and I can't. You and I could if we would be as loving as we should be. It's always, you know what heals? Love. When you know about a cat that Madeline says is sick, you just send love to that cat. Keep sending love to that cat. I'll send you love, cat. I'll send love to you, cat. We can do that, folks, can't we? Can't we be healers? And we have to be loving. And we can't lie, steal, and cheat. And we have to be vegan. We can't hurt anybody. That's what it means to be vegan. That's all it means to be vegan. Just don't hurt anybody. Don't agonize. Poor little animals. April. The leaves are coming out. The grass has turned green. People are seeing hyacinths. They're seeing tulips. Forsythias all over the place. Now what's coming next? Watch for the flowering crab, the weeping willow, the magnolia trees. Watch for those. What about violets? Lilacs won't be until Memorial Day. Apple blossoms, cherry blossoms, peach blossoms in Georgia. Corn on the cob will be coming up from Florida pretty soon. Okay, what else happened yesterday? Excuse me. Suzanne McCormick was very, very helpful to us, to a chat with Glendora, sending a text to Victoria, because Carol wasn't here to do it. We told you about the kitchen sink. That was good news. I guess that's everything. Oh no, we got a nice fan call from Danbury. She likes the public access TV over in Danbury, and I told David King that. And she just called and left a message that said, wonderful woman, wonderful woman. Why? Meaning Glendora. Why? Because you talk about God. See how that, and what's, God is what? Love. You talk about love. You talk about God. See how we're all one? What else? I told you that there's 5 new products on the market. Vegan eggs. They're all egg substitutes, and they're all vegan, and they're just like eggs. And then I told you that Trader Van has 70 vegan products. 70 vegan products, Trader Van. Gina, I think we better send you up to Trader Van. I think we ought to send you up to Trader Van, Gina. Gina's a very good shopper. And she very successfully completed that errand, taking the things over to Vicki and Troy, and opened up this whole thing about restoring the 11 months of Soul to Soul on YouTube, and about taking care of the Pittsfield presenter. Vicki, we need 2 DVDs of that. A DVD for Glendora's Archive and a DVD for the Sherry at Vegan Diner to take to the TV station. Okay, that's all I can think of. It's so difficult when you're blind because you can't make a list. You know, when you can see, you can write a list. But when you're blind, you have to keep going over them over and over and over them in your mind to make sure you don't forget them, and then you forget half of them. All right. Make us a blessing. Make us a blessing. Make us a blessing to someone today. And be ye therefore blameless and harmless. and as a child of God, without rebuke. This is what we want so badly. I'm so glad we have each other to help us do this. We've never made it yet, but we keep dreaming we'll make it. And then we can heal. We can heal Barbara Mooney. We can. Hi, folks. I think this is program number 13,636. And it is April the 29th. And we're here to cheer you up with jokes.
The first one is boarding house.
Oh, what happened when the boarding house flew up? What happened when the boarding house flew up? The rumors began to fly.
Sun and golf.
Excuse me, honey?
Sun golf.
Golf?
Yeah. Looks like the word S-U-N in front of it. Sunday golf, maybe?
Harry had a bad day on the golf course, and he threw his golf balls into the pond. He threw his golf clubs into the pond. He threw his golf bag into the pond. He went up to the clubhouse. He slit his wrists. He's standing there bleeding to death, and his friend Joe came in and said, "Hey, Harry, how about a game of golf tomorrow?" Harry says, "What time?"
President or vice president?
Honey, they came back from their honeymoon, and he says, "We have to settle down to business now, dear. Do you want to be president or vice president?" She says, "You can be both, dear. I'll just be the treasurer."
And good show.
Excuse me?
Good show?
Good show, honey?
Yes.
If you liked our show tonight, tell all your friends. If you didn't like it, keep it our little secret.
Virgin.
Virgin? Mm-hmm. A little boy and his little sister, were watching a video on the birth of Christ. And the little boy said, "What is a virgin?" And the little girl says, "A virgin is a woman who eats all of her vegetables."
And secret clock.
Excuse me, dear.
Secret clock.
Oh, you know, Carol, why you should never tell anybody a secret if you're near a clock? Do you know why?
Why?
Time will tell.